It's 2:24. I'm still down here at Mum's beach house in Culburra Beach. That's her house there. Mum's asleep, Portia's asleep. I'm heading down towards, well, I'm gonna go to the first bench just here, not to the beach bench. I don't think I'm gonna go all the way down there tonight. There's no real need, is there? This bench right here will do. What's that? Someone dead. That was good. Lucky I didn't sit down without looking, because that was a wet bird poo. I'm gonna sit on this side of it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the GH5 autofocus issues and have they been fixed with the firmware update. There's been a firmware update and everyone's talking about has it addressed these autofocus issues, and I don't think it really has. In fact, I was late to updating. The one I updated to was update 2.1, so they had some little, there was some glitch with 2.0 and now they're on 2.1, and I've updated tonight and I had a little bit of a play with it earlier, and yeah, I don't think there's any difference, to be completely honest. I had a quick, well, I took a photo of the changes that they made to the firmware in terms of autofocus, and the first one, autofocus performance for subjects with low contrast in photo shooting is improved. So that's irrelevant to me. I don't take any still photos with the GH5. The second point, tracking autofocus performance in video recording is improved. Now, I don't use tracking autofocus. I use single area, or one area, one area, and I use the center area, the center point, and the smallest version of that you can get. So that's why if I move the camera this way, it'll hunt for me. Whereas if I put my face, well, I can't see it happening, but I'm assuming it's happening. If I move my face that way and try to frame me without me being in the center of the frame, it'll skits out. Now, I don't think that's an autofocus issue. I think that's just the use case that I've got. The reason I use that autofocus setting is because the other ones that say they track your face don't work. So the autofocus doesn't work, but then the autofocus mode that I do use doesn't really work in the situations of vlogging, because often you'll be holding the camera up like this and you might accidentally sort of be looking this way and you might sort of drift out of center of frame, and then you got to bring it back and it'll snap back in. If there was face recognition that actually worked, I would use it, but there isn't. The firmware upgrade to 2.1 hasn't changed anything for me. It's still as lousy as it was before. And yeah, I'm not really impressed. Everything else about this camera is awesome, but that feature really sucks. Really sucks. And the moment that another camera comes out which does 4K 60 and with possibly a better focusing system, I will jump ships and sell the crap out of this GH5. So I'm going to keep an eye on the market, and that's where my mind is. I'm not loyal to the Lumix or the Panasonic at all. I don't give a rat's. I just want one that works and that delivers the best quality possible. At the moment, this is definitely it, but with flaws. So all those people that were jumping up and down saying it's fixed it, it might have fixed it for what you use, but for me, it hasn't fixed it at all. I'm probably in and out of focus this whole time right now. This is a great scenario because, you know, a bright light behind me and a light on me from the video light. It's probably going to be really having a hard time picking a